Okay, welcome back to the Success Money Marriage
Are you looking at me?
Podcast.com.
If you're wondering what we're doing, go back and watch the podcast.
You gotta watch
from
the
last
episode
week.
before. Yeah, I'm Steve Siebold. This is
Dawn Siebold.
Thank you. And so today we're going to talk about one of Dawn's favorite topics in business, and that's testimonials. So I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, well, I had been getting some testimonials from people who are watching the podcast and are watching Steve's other podcasts. And I think this is just really important. One of the things I just wanted to bring up is when you're doing testimonials, there's a couple of ways you can do testimonials. But one of the things that I think that's really important, especially for people that are in business together and are couples, and it doesn't have to be a husband and a wife. It could be partners. It could be, two women, two men. The point is that if you are in business together and you have a website and you're sending people to your website, we all know don't try to sell it yourself, right? Get testimonials to sell it for you. And that's probably the best way. I don't ever feel like you and I are selling anything. We're showing people what we can do by solving their problem. And if it's something they're interested in, here's some testimonials to help sell it, I guess, if you will. And so we use testimonials quite a bit in all the businesses that we do. But one of the things that I thought might be really important just to remind everyone that when you're in business together, you have a website, you're looking for testimonials, and you're in network marketing or you're in business together, that's a really good idea to have both partners in the testimonial. I just have seen a couple of websites where they're in network marketing or they're partners together, and all the testimonials are either from a single male or from a single woman. And most of the time, I think, this is just my opinion, I'll hear what you have to say, we're really selling, I guess, if you will, the woman. And then she goes home and talks to her husband, and he says no. So I think it's just a really good idea, and I think something that you and I need to do better at is getting testimonials from men and the partners in the same testimonial, so that you get that camaraderie and that same connection, and it connects to couples versus just a single guy and a single woman.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and it's funny you brought this up because right before you came in, we were getting ready to do the next podcast, and I went online to your Match.com profile, and I gave you a testimonial. I said, good wife, plays lots of tennis, buys way too many shoes, solid business partner, ring her up. So I'm thinking you're going to get lots of hits on Match.
Okay, for people who are just listening,
I think you
tell
will.
them I don't have a Match.com account.
She has a Match.com account. Has one for a long time, and she's pretty successful, I got to say it.
Really, how's it going?
Well,
anybody?
My testimonial is going to give you a lot of street cred.
I appreciate that.
38 years. I said she's only 23. Said swimsuit model. Swimsuit model.
Okay.
Sports Illustrated, just under Sports Illustrated.
We are being serious now.
Oh, we're okay. No, I was serious. Well,
no. But what do you think about testimony? I mean, I think that I've been reading a lot about testimonials because of us doing these podcasts, and I think that was one of the best suggestions that I've heard over the last year, especially if you're in business together. And there's a lot of great ways you can get testimonials through text messages. Obviously, video testimonials are probably the number one testimonial you can get to put on your website or to put in the pieces that you're sending out to promote. And then you can also do social testimonials, people writing on your Facebook pages or liking the information that you're doing in socially. But I think it is important that if you have a business that you're with a husband and wife, especially if you're in network marketing or multi-level marketing and it involves both of you, get husband and wife to give you a testimonial to make that shine. Yeah,
I'll put it this way on a serious note. Testimonials will make you rich.
Yeah.
I mean, testimonials are almost everything. We've used testimonials in every business we've ever succeeded in. And, I mean, we've lived off them in some cases where, you get an influencer, as they say these days. That's kind of a new term. But, someone that has credibility in your market, your business, whatever, and they endorse you, basically, is what a testimonial is. Or they say how great your service is. I mean, that's... you can't buy that. And all of a sudden people believe that as opposed to you saying, well, we're great, we're great, we have a great business, da, da, da. Well, you expect that. It's like advertising. You believe advertising. I mean, you don't believe advertising, they're paying for it. Mm-hmm. But when someone else comes along, a third party, and says, well, my experience was fantastic and, whatever. I mean, look at Amazon. Mm-hmm. I mean, for example, as a macro example,
they do a great job.
Well, how much do we are like we have
boxes
you see
outside.
How many boxes we have? I've already picked up 3 boxes today.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
We have like 4 or 5 boxes out there. We have more Amazon stuff. I think it's because we drink too much.
I don't drink too much.
I think no, I know you don't. I don't. That's what
No, it's just Amazon is so
Yeah.
easy. It's so
yeah,
easy.
so is drinking.
No, it's so easy to buy from. I mean, I just was at
we had a whole bit going
I was
there,
just
but
at
you
a 4th of
just
July
ruined it. You
party,
wrecked
and
my
one of
bit.
my
You wrecked
girlfriends, she gets on automated. I just did this. I mean, I know you'd been doing a little bit with your vitamins, but she orders all of her. I mean, she has a big family. She orders all of her paper towels, cups, everything on Amazon, and delivers monthly, and she saves 15%.
Is
So
is
it just
pretty
makes
cute?
it so easy.
What does she look like? Does she know about me?
Why don't you finish your rant?
No, it wasn't a rant. It was a bit. It was going to be a great.
Most of
no,
your
you
stuff
wrecked
is
it.
rants,
No, you wrecked it. You
so-
wrecked it. You
okay.
wrecked it. I had this whole thing with drinking and Amazon.
Okay.
Forget it. Just
Well,
forget the whole thing.
Hunter, just edit that
forget
part out.
the whole thing.
Hunter can edit my part out.
No, no. It needs to be. People need to know
What you live
what
with.
I deal with on a daily basis. Help me. Help. This is when people say it's a cry
Steven,
for
I'm
help.
trying to help
This
you.
is a cry for
I'm
help.
trying to help
This is
you.
a cry for help. I'm really crying for help. So yeah, but no, going back to Amazon. I mean, you just read all the little. I mean, I don't know. I suppose everybody does this, but I forget what I bought last night. I bought something last night, and I didn't really know much. I forget what it was. It was something small, but it was something I didn't really know much about. And you look at the stars and stuff, and then you read the reviews. Oh, it's easy. Like if it's something I have to put together, I'm terrible at putting things together. I hate putting things together more than I'm even terrible at. I can actually do it if I sit and I concentrate, but I just hate doing stuff like that. And so if they say hard to put together, I'm like, done. I am not buying it. I don't care how good it is. But if they say easy to put together, three parts, took me 2 seconds, I'll buy it. So, I mean, I think I don't even care what the manufacturer says. I only care what what the testimonial says. So I think you could say testimonials almost will make or break your whole business. Wouldn't you say?
I do, and I think that. Well, definitely. I mean, obviously, we've made a lot of money on testimonials. And I think when you're getting testimonials from people, to make sure you format it and give them some suggestions, because not everyone knows how to do testimonials. I know you do a great job of setting people up on video testimonials, but we actually have a template that we go by when we're asking someone to give us a testimonial. Of course, who you are, where you're from, a little bit of background of where you were before you came to the Bill Gove Speech Workshop, what you gained from the Bill Gove Speech Workshop, and then, of course, how you plan on using the information that you just received. So I think a lot of it has to do with being able to make sure, especially if it's a video or even a regular testimonial that's a text message or an email, you don't have to use the whole testimonial, take the best pieces, because I think that one of the biggest mistakes people make is they get these really long testimonials and after a while it gets boring. If you're going to give a testimonial and you're going to say, hey, something was great, tell us why, make sure to tell the audience why it was great and why you got something out of it. Be specific to the program or to the product that you're giving a testimonial to. Don't just give a generic. I think we talked about that before when we were talking about giving compliments. But no, I highly recommend, maybe a homework assignment would go find someone. I mean, even if you aren't in business right now or you're just starting a business, chances are if you're an expert starting a business in something, you've helped somebody. Go ask them. Ask a friend, can you give me a testimonial? And be really, really careful of making sure those are placed on your website and people are easy to find. I know when you go to speechworkshop.com, we have the 3 probably best testimonials you can get right now from public speakers. And so those are right up front on the
Bob
homepage.
Proctor, Jim Cathcart, and Brian Tracy.
Brian Tracy, yeah.
And
So
in this world of speaking, public speaking, professional speaking, that's gold.
Right.
Yeah. What would really be cool is if before you married someone or like have moved in with them or whatever, no, they just say, I'd like some video testimonials from people Like, for example, I remember my first testimonial. Why are you looking at me like that? You're freaking me out. That look scares me when you do that. I feel like I need to get my helmet back on. Should I get my helmet?
No.
No, you're right. You're a frightening woman.
That steak
You're
you were
scary.
talking about
Yeah,
earlier?
That's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, well, I figured that. I figured that was out the door. No, but I mean, I remember the first time I got a testimonial from, someone, but this was way before you. She said, Steve's a great sexual athlete. He's a sexual athlete.
Nothing could have been way before me.
Well, a little bit. It was a year or two before. Steve's a great sexual athlete. That was my testimony. And I carried that with me, and I would show people that I wanted to date and say, look, here's my testimony. Wouldn't that have been great?
That might have been why you didn't have very many dates
That
before.
might have been
that might have been the sign.
Check, please.
Yes,
This guy's
I'm
a
out.
psycho.
I'm out.
No, but
I'll pay the check. Just you can go.
You gotta go. No, but I mean, honestly, you remember that. I know you remember this because this changed our lives. But when back when we had our company Gove Siebel Group with Bill Gove, and we were running the Bill Gove Speech Workshop, we were doing mental toughness training for companies and everything, and we were going full blast. We had a big staff in Florida. I think we had close to 20 people, which for us was a big staff. And all of a sudden, Bill Gove died. I mean, it was fast. Like he died fast. We, I guess we just thought he was going to live forever because he acted like he was like
He
Bob
went
Proctor.
down. He went down fast. He was
just went
getting
down
sicker
fast.
as
Like
it went.
Bob Proctor.
Went
He
fast,
just
yeah.
like I just talked to him 2 weeks before he died, and he sounded fine. Like he sounded great. And all of a sudden they call me and say he's gone.
away, yeah.
But anyway, that said, so he died on December 9th, 2001. And it was pretty close to Christmas. That day we were scheduled, me and Bill, and you were coming with us, and of course we had a whole entourage of people, hundreds of people come with us, to Washington, D.C., to the Hilton, Washington. We were scheduled to speak with President George W. Bush on stage on that day. And so we went because we had to go because it's the President of the United States. And Bill said, you got to go. And Bill was in the hospital. I took him to the hospital at 3 a.m, and he died that day. But
the next day.
he died. Well, I took him the next day after I took him.
Right.
But December 9th is the day he died.
Right.
That actual day. Yeah. So remember it was Christmas, and we were kind of, we got all these people on staff, we got all this overhead, and we, like the principal of our company, even though we were straight partners 50-50, he was Bill Gove, and we were kind of upstarts.
He was the front guy.
He was the front guy, no question. And so we were scared. We were really scared. And a testimonial saved our business. One testimonial saved our entire business. And I mean, I'll never forget. I mean, obviously, we'll never forget it, but it was just one of those things. So what happened was we were really nervous and everything. And I think it was maybe March of that year. I forget exactly because it's a long time ago. But we were speaking. I was speaking with Bob Proctor in the Air Canada Center in Toronto, which we had spoken with me and Bill and Bob before many times. And Bob, of course, was from Toronto, and so he was the hometown kid and bigger than life and all that kind of thing. And we were scheduled to speak with Bill, of course, but then Bill died, and Bob said, well, you need to come anyway, and we need to talk. And so I talked to Bob backstage. We had about 10,000 people in the audience, and you were back there with the booth with our products and whatnot we were selling. And we were really nervous because we thought, look, without Bill, maybe this doesn't even work. We got the Bill Gove Speech Workshop. We were running that 12 times a year. If Bill Gove, the principal, is not at the Bill Gove Workshop, do people come? I mean, I was doing pretty well as a speaker, but it was only 2001. I was still under $1 million. I was far under $1 million, probably. And so anyway, we just didn't know. Total uncertainty. And we had all these employees. And we're like, okay, this is really, and not that much cash. We didn't really have that much cash on hand at the company. And we had all kinds of other things going on, but I won't even mention on the podcast. Doesn't matter. But anyway, okay. So we're at Air Canada backstage, and Bob said, okay, I'm going to bring you up. And by the time this introduction's done, you won't ever think about this again because you're never going to have to worry about this again. And I said, what are you going to do? He goes, you'll see. And remember this? I will obviously remember, but it was just like it was yesterday. This is 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. So Bob gets up there and does this 10-minute introduction of me designed to bridge the gap from Bill being gone to me, and taking over, with us. But I was speaking, so I was the person he mentioned. But so he got up there and said, look, Bill Gove was the father of professional speaking, the greatest of all time. And like Bob always used to love to say, the Frank Sinatra of speakers, the greatest, the only professional speaker to ever have a microphone named after him, the Bill Gove commemorative microphone. He said, and I have one, and he said, this is the guy that's the greatest of all time. And he knew more about public speaking, professional speaking than anyone that ever lived. He's the one that taught me. He was my mentor from 1968. He went on and on. I'm sitting backstage thinking, where is he going with this exactly? Bill's gone. And I didn't know what he was going to say. And I was really scared. And I was really, not to speak, I was just scared of the whole business being gone. And he said, Bill knew more about this than anyone else. He said, but now Bill's gone. And now I'm going to introduce you to the heir to the throne. He said, now this is the person that knows more about public speaking, professional speaking than anyone alive because Bill Gove is no longer with us. This is the new heir to the throne. His name is Steve Siebel. He ever said, da-da-da-da. So he went on and on about me, and they said, this is the guy you have to listen to about public speaking. No one else, he went on and on about my expertise and my time. No one had 5 years with Bill Gove ever in the history of the whatever 50-year history back then of the workshop. Excuse me. And this is the person you need to go to. And whatever he said at the end, then he walked on stage. I remember Bob covered up the microphone and said, how do you like that? And I said, what do you say? I mean, he just changed our lives. And the crowd went absolutely ballistic, and our business survived.
It did, and we used that clip for years.
It may have survived because of that. I mean, certainly part of it.
I'm getting teary-eyed.
Well, it was unbelievable. I mean,
it was a hard time.
But
that was a really hard time.
That's a testimonial that by obviously at that point with our audience, a very powerful person that basically handed the keys over to me when Bill Gove couldn't do it because Bill was gone. And Bob transferred that credibility from Bill Gove to Steve Siebold, and that was probably certainly one of the primary reasons we survived. A testimonial. I mean, just that third party, even if it doesn't, I should say, and I want you to expound on this too. It doesn't have to be a major person like that. Obviously, that's great if you have that person, but it doesn't have to be. You take your phone and you say, just put it, like you say,
right.
Coach them a little bit, tell them what to say, and it doesn't have to be professional.
Mm-hmm.
Have them do it on their phone. Video is just hard to beat. It's hard to beat video. Do a 30 to 60 second testimonial and put it on your website, and they're all different. Everyone says it a little bit differently, and people believe social proof, and that's what it is.
I absolutely agree. I mean, it's just hard. You can't fight the fact that testimonials don't work. So
they just work.
And just don't get passed up an opportunity if you're out there and you're speaking or you're selling something or you're at an event and you can get don't pass up that opportunity. You never know when you're going to need it and when you can use it. So just keep that in the back of your mind or maybe in your tool chest. Don't forget, get testimonials when you can.
Yeah, and I think just to wrap the show up, I think that dress you wore last week for your date, I think you should take a picture of yourself for your Match.com profile and put that picture on there with that dress. 'Cause I thought it was really cute. It was nice. The necklace was nice too. I think you'll get more hits on the site. We
appreciate you guys being here. We really do. After Steve's comments, I'm surprised anyone comes back. But let's close it out, Steve.
Okay. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of this craziness with Dawn, because Dawn's a little crazy. Let's be honest. You're a little out there, a little crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, sex. Sex. Okay. All right. You got that.
You got the dress in your mind, don't you?
I'm not cutting it out. We're going all the way through.
I did have a really cute dress on last weekend. I really did have a cute dress on.
What I meant was not sex, but success.
Snap out.
Moneymarriage.com. Subscribe to the podcast. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.